Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. My name is Vicki-Lynne. So glad you could pop in today. I've got another great vegan recipe for you. And I like to call this Cooking Vegan with Vicki. So today I'm going to make a similar version to Spinach Feta. One of my friends who is Greek taught me this recipe. I'm taking a little twist off of it. I'm making them into individual packets instead of a big pack, and I'm making them vegan. So I'm actually using Violife's vegan feta cheese, and we're going to make them delicious. These are great for appetizers. They're handheld, so you can pass them around. And we're going to get started. The first part of the component is we're going to need some onions for this, so we're going to just chop up our onions. So the easiest way to chop up onions is you're going to want to take off, you want to leave the hairy part on. That makes it easier when you're chopping them because then everything will stay in its place. So you just want to peel your onion. Very simple. You want to peel off the outer layer. And then sometimes you have icky parts on it, so you can just lightly go into the first layer, pull that off. Easy peasy. Or you can cut that one spot off. You're in your kitchen, you do you. Now that you have that off, clean our board. I always like to cut off a little spot off the bottom so that it sits nice and firm, and then you can just chop this up. We're just going to do a very fine dice. So in order to do a fine dice, you just want to go down all the way to the back, but you don't want to cut all the way off to the end. Okay? Nice and easy. And then, very carefully, you want to slide your knife through without going all the way through. So at least this way, most of yours will be a fine dice already. You're not going to have to do very much past that. And then the last little bit, you might have to do a little extra. So this is where I just go around. There we go. Now, if you don't want to cry while you're doing onions, you could always wear a snorkel mask, because I'm crying already. The other thing you can do is, they say that if you run the onion under cold water, that will stop the onion from that. It has to do with a chemical reaction, so the cold water stops that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to saute these in a pan. We want to sweat them down and add a little bit of garlic. So let's head over to the stove. Okay, so we're back. Our onions have cooled now, our onions and our garlic. So let's get making our individual little spanakopita pockets. Okay. We're going to add, so what I've taken was 1 package of frozen spinach. You could use fresh, steam it, make sure you squeeze out all the liquid. So what I did was I took 1 package of frozen spinach. I let it thaw overnight. Make sure you put it in a bowl because it is going to leak everywhere. And then you're going to squeeze out all of the liquid, which I've used frozen chopped spinach, so it's already done and chopped for me. So I'm just going to break that up in pieces. This is what makes this recipe so simple. Okay, we got that going for us. So that's all done. And then our vegan tofu. Not tofu, I'm sorry, feta. So this is delicious. I love this in my salads. I'm just going to wash my fingers a little bit. There we go. So you can break this up any way you want. I'm just going to break off a piece, and then I'm going to crumble it. And this is like a creamy feta. It's really delicious. This is by Violife. And you could add any cheese if you don't have this kind of cheese, if you can't find this. And again, it just depends on where you are. I get this one at quite a few supermarkets here in Chicago. And it is delicious. I love it just on my salads. Every once in a while. I mean, I like my salads. I try to stay away from a lot of the processed stuff, but every once in a while, you're just like, I really want whatever it is. And so I allow myself to have that. There. So that should be enough. Just want to mix it in. Make sure we have equal amounts of everything. Break it all up. And then if you think you need more of something, just add that in. I actually like it heavier on the spinach. But when you make these, nobody will know that these are vegan. I never tell anybody. But they all know once I start eating them, they'll know they're vegan because I won't eat them unless they are. Okay. So we're going to get a pan. I have a silpat. Easy peasy. And now our phyllo dough. So phyllo dough is accidentally vegan. Lots of things are, like Pillsbury dough, for the most part. Most of them are accidentally vegan. So when you're working with phyllo dough, you want to be very careful because this does dry out very quickly. And I am going to do this actually as a fat-free version, besides the feta, because I believe the feta has a little bit of fat in it, but not very much. So I actually I'm using a veggie bouillon. So I'm just using veggie broth, which is going to make it super easy. I'm just looking for my brush right there. So we're just going to use veggie broth instead of using butter. If you want to use a vegan butter, feel free to use a vegan butter. You just, again, everybody just needs to do what makes them happy and whatever works for them. All right, so let's just see what I have here. We're going to get one sheet. See if I can. Let's turn this over and get one whole sheet. There we go. Okay. So these do dry out very quickly. So work fast. So in this case, I'm going to just brush the bottom because we just want some moisture. And then I'm going to flip it over in half. And again, brush with our liquid. Okay, so far so good, easy. Now we're going to take some of our filling. I'm going to try to make a good triangle, square here. So we want a square. Everybody see okay? So what we want to do is we want to make a triangle. So we're going to come up. We're going to make a triangle this way. Then we're going to do a triangle that way. Then we're going to do a triangle that way. And we're just going to keep doing triangles till we get to the top. And then at the top, you can just cut off the excess. Put them on your pan. Now you can cut your phyllo dough smaller. You can make them way smaller. You can actually cut them into strips. And again, the stuff is going to break on you. Don't sweat it. Let's cut this one in half. So let's just do this in half. Okay, so this is going to give us 2. So let's start with this. We're going to soften this. And This is going to add a little bit of flavor too, because phyllo dough doesn't really have any flavor to it. We're going to bend it in half. So this is going to make a smaller one. Okay. Take a little bit of our filling. Fold it in half, and you're going to fold it this way, then you're going to come back this way. You're going to continue with your triangle the best you can. You can make big ones, you can make small ones. Do that one again. Then you're going to preheat your oven for 350 degrees. Okay. Again, take your filling. Take the corners, tuck it in, make a triangle. Don't worry about the first one. Fold it, corner to corner, corner to corner, corner to corner, corner to corner. Oh, no, then corner to corner that one, did I? There we go. And then you're all set. You're going to keep doing those until you have all of your filling gone. Okay, they're all ready. We're going to put them in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes or until they're golden brown. Just keep an eye on them because the phyllo dough does brown very quickly. There we go.